So we got another dangerous situation unfolding at a local Florida Walmart. And this is very important information that I think that everybody should know, really. And the Ocala, Florida police rushed to the scene for what was just reported minutes ago. Another bomb scare that sent customers and workers into a panic and police into action to assess the situation and prepare for the worst. Now, I know that some folks don't like the fact that I make these videos. They don't like it when I make these types of videos, and they tell me in the comments section to stop talking about Walmart. But honestly, guys, I don't care. I think this information is extremely important, and I want you all to know what's happening out there. And most importantly, I want you all to be safe. Okay. And like I always say, knowledge is the best prep. And now more than ever, it's important that we all stay alert and keep our head on a swivel. Watch your six, stay frosty, because another shocking news development breaking right now out of Florida is how there's a push for a new bill to be passed through legislation that would allow firearm sales for semi-automatic handguns and pistols to be lowered down to the age of 18. And that would also mean that with Florida's recent approval of constitutional carry, that could potentially be teens out there packing heat concealed under their t-shirts and tucked into their waistbands, appendix carry position, and ready to pop off at any moment without any required training or licensing. So yeah, get ready for that. Now, that is ever since Governor Ron DeSantis signed House Bill HB 543, which strengthens, supposedly, Florida's Second Amendment rights to allowing Floridians to carry concealed weapons without a government-issued permit. HB 543 went into effect on July 1, 2023, making Florida the 26th state to enact constitutional carry legislation. And no, I am not saying that these young teens are the cause for all these problems and the only ones calling in bomb threats to Walmart stores in Florida and all around the country for that matter. But I do not think this is a great idea, nor a good use of resources, and what our lawmakers should be focusing their time, energy, and even devoting so much resources to right now, considering how many other important threats that we face right now, like the imminent threat of tornadoes making landfall in the middle of the largest homeowners insurance crisis in history. Well, that is outside of California, because believe me when I tell you that they are next, and it's only going to get worse. California, Sacramento, I think it was Sacramento, was the latest to get hit by State Farm, canceling, terminating policies, leaving the state ultimately. But as far as the bomb threat at Walmart, I know Sarah is going to have the full scoop on this since she lives in Ocala. But from what I have uncovered in my research, it is pretty clear that a Walmart in Ocala was evacuated due to a bomb threat this afternoon. And so the initial bomb threat was first reported by police just after 1:20 p.m. Sunday at the Walmart Supercenter at 4980 East Silver Springs Boulevard in Ocala. And from what I can tell, a significant presence of first responders arrived to the scene, which has since been cleared. And the Ocala Police Department gave the all clear about an hour and a half later, but authorities said there was no bomb and there were no reported injuries, which is a plus. And detectives are still investigating the incident, and this remains to be a developing story. And I feel like this will forever be the case with Walmart and the inherent danger that they present, as they are such a massive presence and such an attractive nuisance for so many threats and bad actors to target, with the high probability of innocent civilian casualty laying in the crossfire, unfortunately. But perhaps this comment that I received on a video that I published just the other day is some foresight and vision that predicts what the future may hold. So a subscriber left me this comment, and PDX650 said, "Kevin, I will add one thing, if I may. One thing that only pertains to military installations is that The only way to purchase items at a commissary, a grocery store for the military, is that you have to scan your government issued military ID card, or CAC, before you can even begin to scan items at the self-checkout. If you decide to go to the standard checkout lane, again, you offer up your ID to the checker to be scanned for purchase. If you're not able to provide your ID, then you can't even purchase groceries. Simple as that. And I think that this is a good idea for civilian markets as well, but really only applies to the self-checkout line. And no ID, no purchase. Better yet, at the self-checkout, scan your ID, and the purchases you make are tied to your ID. And if you are intentionally being deceitful, then the store will now know it and can provide that and prove that you are trying to steal from the business because your ID is tied to the items you scan, or don't scan, or skip scan, or whatever the trick may be. But either way, thank you, PDX650, for your service, and thank you for leaving this comment. And it makes perfect sense, really. It makes perfect sense to me, except only one thing, or two maybe. I see it going a bit further, and allow me to explain. So, number one, these stores will find ways to eliminate loss and mitigate risk. So a bomb threat inside the store can't be good for business, if you know what I mean. And the likelihood that someone would provide their government issued ID to enter the store and plant an explosive device will ultimately be reduced. And not eliminated, but reduced. Okay. B, in regard to theft and managing loss of self-checkout, well, I see this being working out a little bit differently, only based on previous stories and things that our government has been working on, and linking the system to CBDC and your personal government ID through a digital ID, and possibly even being attached to your smartphone. But at the end of the day, there will be a direct connection from you between retailers like Walmart, the government, central banks, and law enforcement. So imagine where you go through, or you just want to enter in a store, so you have to scan in, and then you want to make a purchase, albeit not entirely forthcoming with everything you're scanning and what you're paying for. But it doesn't matter, because it's all linked and tied to your digital ID, and it's all linked and tied to the central bank. It's all linked and tied to the central bank digital currency, or CBDC, but most importantly, it's linked and tied to your smartphone. So not only can they get their money, but they can also find you whenever they want. Plain and simple. Now, folks, honestly, I think we're headed towards a real life Demolition Man, Total Recall, Minority Report, Enemy of the State, Eagle Eye, Blade Runner, Inception, generative AI based future where you own nothing and will be happy. Eat the bugs and forever rent. And a world where we are treated like criminals and are guilty until proven innocent. And unfortunately, for those who choose, a McDonald's cheeseburger will cost you $35. These are the warning signs that we have been talking about all along. Please stay safe, stay smart, stay frosty, friends. Keep your head on a swivel and watch your six. And remember, knowledge is the best prep. I'll talk to you guys soon.